Keeping up with our motto that learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Today we are going to continue with Class 6 Science, Chapter number 6, Substances in Daily Use. Topics that I am going to cover during this session are natural fiber, synthetic fiber, advantages and shortcomings of synthetic fibers. Now, fibers are of two types, natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Let us understand what is natural fiber. Natural fibers are the fibers that are produced by plant, animals and geological processes. So, these fibers we get from natural substances like plants and animals. For example, cotton and jute. These fibers are obtained from plants. Whereas wool and silk, these fibers are obtained from animals. So all these are the examples of natural fibers. How is silk produced? Silk is obtained from silkworm. Silk is a natural fiber that is obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm. It is produced by the salivary glands of silkworms, which are a type of moths that feeds on the mulberry bush. The process of silk production is known as sericulture. Extracting raw silk starts by cultivating the silkworms on mulberry leaves. Once the worms start pupating in their cocoons, these are dissolved in boiling water in order for individual long fibers to be extracted and fed into the spinning reel. In order to understand this process clearly, let us watch one video. Are you all ready? Okay. So students, as shown in the video, silk threads are obtained from the worm, that is silkworm. How silkworms are formed? They are formed from the moth. This moth can be a male or a female. The female moth, it lays eggs. From this eggs, a larva is produced. This larva is nothing but a silkworm. Silkworm continuously secretes a thread-like substance and wind it around its body to form a cocoon. So this is a cocoon, and inside this cocoon lies the silkworm. Now the silkworm is developing into a moth inside this cocoon. But before it gets developed into a moth, this cocoon is boiled or sun-dried and the silkworm is killed inside it. And from this cocoon only, the silk is produced by further process. Right? So, the process of silk production that you have watched in that video can be summarized as these worms. They are feeding on mulberry leaves. They are continuously secreting the thread-like structure and forming cocoons. From these cocoons, the thread is obtained, and after processing it and applying various dyes, you can see different colorful threads, which are nothing but the silk threads. And various silk products like saris, scarves, ties, pillow covers, and dresses are made from silk thread. This was all about natural fibers which are obtained from plants and animals. Now, let us understand synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are man-made fibers. Most of them are prepared from raw material petroleum called petrochemicals. These materials are polymerized into a long linear chemical with different chemical compounds and are used to produce various types of fibers. In order to understand that how synthetic fiber is made, you need to understand two terms: hydrocarbons and polymer chain. Hydrocarbons are the substances that are obtained from mineral oil, and polymer chain is the long continuous chain which is formed by small interlinked hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbon is an organic compound which is formed of hydrogen and carbon. Methane, ethane, propane, these are the examples of hydrocarbon. Over here you can see they are made up of carbon and hydrogen. C stands for carbon, H stands for hydrogen, and this dash indicates a chemical bond between the atoms of carbon and hydrogen. So in methane there is one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. And to form a polymer chain, these structures are continuously linked together and a long chain is formed which is called a polymer chain. So let us see how synthetic fibers are obtained, how they are made. Various hydrocarbons which are derived from coal, oil or natural gas, they are used to make polymer chains. A solution of such polymer is pressed through a strainer with the fine holes. The fibers that are formed after cooling are long and unbroken threads. Over here you can see when the polymer solution is passed through the strainer having the fine holes, the thread-like structure is formed. So this liquid, when it comes in contact with air, it becomes solid and it turns into threads. These threads are twisted to obtain yarns. After dyeing them, different colors of yarn are formed. Nylon, rayon, polyester, terylene, these are the different type of synthetic fibers. Nylon. These threads were invented at the same time in New York and London. Therefore, the initials NY of New York and LON from London were combined to name them nylon. Nylon threads have a shine and are strong, transparent and water resistant. These threads are used for manufacturing different type of brushes, jackets, socks and ropes. Rayon. Cotton and wood pulp is dissolved in a chemical called sodium hydroxide to make a solution. Threads are obtained from this solution with the help of machines. The threads appear to be shining bright like sun's rays. Hence, they were named rayon. Different products like scarves, ribbons, and jackets are made from rayon thread. Dacron, terylene, and terene. These are also the synthetic fibers and They are used for manufacturing various products as shown in the picture. Advantages of synthetic fibers are as follows. Synthetic fibers do not depend either on agricultural crop or animal farming. These fibers can be manufactured on a mass scale with low cost. They are strong and durable, so can be used for a long time. They are water repellent, hence they do not rot or get wet. They dry very easily. They are lightweight and comfortable to wear. As they have a shine, they enhance the appearance of the wearer. In spite of having so many advantages, synthetic fibers have disadvantages also. Let us have a look. They are water repellent. This is an advantage also, as we have seen in the previous slide that they don't absorb water, so they dry very easily. But being water repellent is also a disadvantage. Why? Because as they do not absorb sweat from the skin, so continuous use of these clothes made of these fibers may cause skin infection. Synthetic clothes are uncomfortable to wear, especially in the summer season. Synthetic fibers catch fire easily. If they catch fire, the clothes stick to the skin and causes serious injuries. These fibers are not decomposed by microorganisms naturally, so its decomposition process may lead to pollution. This is all for today's session. Thank you so much.